The tech landscape of 2026 is faster than any time in the history. As founders, we are constantly forced to think forward, be futuristic, think about market situations and things like that. Every day we look for traction. That puts a lot of anxiety and stress in us. My name is Dinesh Sharma. I'm the founder of an AI startup. I'm constantly going through this challenge. How to deal with this stress is something not explained or figured out in Silicon Valley. Rather, it is figured out or explained in Indian texts or Indian scripts, which are written few thousand years ago. This series is a explanation of how Indian scripts and scriptures help to deal with this situation. Welcome to Dharma and Disruption series. The first episode is about Bhagavad Gita, where we will talk about how Bhagavad Gita help founders to deal with such situations. As I said, I have an AI startup. We are in June 2026. I have not signed a single contract since Jan this year. We built some of the agentic software which is relevant to most of the enterprises, and these enterprises started adopting to this software. I have not signed a single contract this year, not one. Why we did not sign a contract, what initiatives we are working on, what are the opportunities, sales call, etc. That is not the intent of this discussion. I don't want to get into that. 5,000 years ago, a great warrior Arjuna, who led the war, which was, the most, I could say, historical war, he refused to fight. What happens next is something which is very relevant, the most important thing for the founders. Imagine this, a gray, flat, huge land, plain, huge land. Currently, it is in Haryana, part of India. Two huge armies facing each other, hundreds and thousands of soldiers, war drums, flags, elephants, they're facing each other. One side, Pandavas, the front of the Pandavas is Arjuna, as I said. He was leading the war. He was a great warrior. He never lost any war. And he told his charioteer to take his chariot in between these two armies to see who are all on the opposite side, whom he is supposed to fight. When his charioteer, Krishna, took him in the middle of these two armies, Arjuna astonished to see who are all in the opposite side. His grandfather, Bhishma, his guru, Dronacharya, his cousins, friends. By looking at them, he suddenly told, I will not fight. He went to the side of the chariot, he sat and he said he will not fight. When his charioteer, Krishna, took Arjuna in between two armies, Arjuna saw who are all on the opposite side. His grandfather, Bhishma, his guru, Dronacharya, his cousins, and other people. When he saw them, he suddenly thought about the consequences. What happens next? As I said, he was not afraid of wars. He was a great warrior. He wouldn't have lost any war. Just that he started thinking about the consequences of this war. His bow slipped from his hand. He went to the side of a chariot, and it has paralyzed him completely. What Krishna spoke to him was the most important thing. Krishna spoke to Arjuna for 18 chapters. Those 18 chapters became Bhagavad Gita. Krishna told Arjuna that Arjuna is completely attached to the outcome. Arjuna is completely living in the future. The future is not yet happened, right? He is completely living in the future that has paralyzed his current moment, that has completely paralyzed his present moment. And now let's look at one of the important shloka in Bhagavad Gita, that is chapter 2, verse 47. Karmaṇy evādhikāras ma phaleṣu kadācana. This is one of the most used line in the Indian philosophies. You have the right to perform your action, but never to the fruits of those actions. Here, Arjuna is completely attached to the outcome. That's why it has paralyzed his current moment. Nishkama Karma. What does it mean? It means you have right to perform actions, but not getting attached to the outcome. You must be wondering, as a founder, you have payroll, you have team, you have dependents and things like that. How do we deal with such situations? Krishna is not being mystical here. He's very sophisticated, very strategic. He says that, it doesn't mean that you don't want results. You are not caring about results, but your actions shouldn't be, getting attached to the outcome. I just want to tell a small story here. Pip, a tiny bluebird, wanted to build the best nest or the perfect nest in the forest. It starts working on that. Day one, it starts, but it gets scared. It thinks that what if this nest doesn't come out well? What the other birds and animals start laughing at it. If it doesn't look good at all, if I become failed to build a best nest, it completely fails. It is not able to completely building the nest. Again, it continues on the day 2, but here it starts thinking that I'm building the best nest, I'm building the perfect nest, and it's completely attached the actions to how the nest looks like. Again, it is not able to build the nest. However, on day 3, it just starts thinking that I will focus on my actions. I will not think about what others think, what others behave, or laugh at this nest. What if I fail? Or what if this nest becomes the best? It doesn't think anything. It focuses on its actions. It gets the right tweaks, enjoys building the nest, enjoys the sunshine, and it focuses on building the nest, and nest comes out very well. So exactly same here. We founders should completely focus on our actions, what it takes to build the best product, rather than focusing on or keep checking emails, whether I'll win this case, whether I lose this case. Basically, when you focus too much on that, then your image becomes greedy, your pitch loses conviction, the customers starts seeing, start sensing some smell, and they lose confidence. So this is another important shloka in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 48. Yogastha kuru karmaṇy. Here, yoga doesn't mean that pose and posture, but yoga means calm and stillness in the mind. When you work with a complete stillness in your mind, as I was talking about the story of Pip Bluebird, If you focus on your work, if you think that, let's say, or if you're not afraid of future, if you are not afraid of the outcome, what is that you focus today? What is that you focus right now? What software you build? What are the actions you perform? So if you focus on that actions completely, when you work with a calm or stillness in your mind, you will get the best results. That's what Krishna says. Basically, established in stillness, perform your action. Arjuna listened to Krishna for the 18 chapters. Arjuna listened to Krishna for the 18 chapters. Now he knows what is his action. He picks up the bow, he starts fighting. He's not fighting not to win the victory, rather. So now Arjuna listens to Krishna for the 18 chapters. Now he is clear about his action. He picks up the bow, starts fighting. He's not attached to the victory. He fights because that is the right thing. He needs to fight to follow dharma. That's exactly what we founders needs to do. We should focus on our current actions. What is that we need to focus right now, rather than attaching the outcome, or completely immersed with the outcome, focusing on quarter or annual revenue and things like that. Now, Arjuna listened to Krishna for the 18 chapters. Now he is very clear about his actions. He picks up the bow, he starts fighting. He's not fighting. Arjuna listens to Krishna now for the 18 chapters. Now he is very clear about his actions. He picks up the bow, he starts fighting. He is not attaching himself to the victory. He is fighting because that is the right thing. He is following dharma. So we founders, again, shouldn't think too much about our quarter revenue, annual revenue. Rather, we should focus on what are the actions we need to perform. What are the key things you do if you are not attached to, are afraid of any of the future outcomes. Focus on those actions, start building. So I'm trying something new here. I want to link some of our Indian ancient scripts and scriptures that was written few thousand years back. This could be Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Vedas, Upanishads, and things like that, and how these ancient scripts could benefit or help founders. That is the idea behind these videos. And today, as I said, that I'm focusing on Bhagavad Gita. You will continue to see many more videos. If any of these videos you feel resonate with your mind, if you feel that could be useful to your friends and family members, please do share. I'm looking forward to my next video. Thank you. Arjuna listens to Krishna now for the 18 chapters. Now he is very clear about his actions. He picks up the bow, he starts fighting. He is not attaching himself to the victory. He is fighting because that is the right thing. He is following dharma. So we founders, again, shouldn't think too much about our quarter revenue, annual revenue. Rather, we should focus on what are the actions we need to perform. What are the key things you do if you are not attached to, are afraid of any of the future outcomes. Focus on those actions, start building. So I'm trying something new here. I want to link some of our Indian ancient scripts and scriptures that was written few thousand years back. This could be Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Vedas, Upanishads, and things like that, and how these ancient scripts could benefit or help founders. That is the idea behind this videos. And today, as I said, that I'm focusing on Bhagavad Gita. You will continue to see many more videos. If any of these videos you feel resonate with your mind, if you feel that could be useful to your friends and family members, please do share. I'm looking forward to my next video. Thank you.